Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John, this is Many a True Nut, and welcome back to Panzermädels. Last time, we've accidentally joined a Japanese tank girl school thing, where all the Japanese girls are in fact tanks, and they are actually physically tanks, because we know one of them has actually shot a shell at us, and another one broke down and slammed into us and did quite a lot of damage, so they are Japanese schoolgirls that actually are functional tanks. And today, well, we've come down to the beach for some sort of beach exercise with all the tank girls, though God only knows why I'm even here, given I'm not a tank, unless, of course, plot twist, I am a tank, which I still think is going to be the plot twist. I'm just going to go up to a mirror and reveal that I actually am a tank after all. The tank was inside me the whole time. And also, you know what? I want to date the T-34, the Soviet tank that is one of the finest tanks ever built, especially for the time that it was built in, and a remarkable feat of Soviet engineering, given how they basically built it from nothing. Oh, beautiful tank, the T-34. So yes, let's continue this as we are down on the beach, and Panzer IV is shouting me over. Alright, maggots, after yesterday's catastrophe, you are going to work, you are going to sweat, you will know pain. And so as punishment, you're all spending a day at the beach. Okay. No, my treads are going to get ruined in the sand. Well, this is where the advantage of me not being a tank comes in. I don't think this is safe for my transmission, Sergeant, says the Tiger One. In all fairness, Tiger One, I'm pretty sure you'd break down wherever the hell you are, so it doesn't really matter. The Sergeant pulls out a notebook from his pocket and begins writing out a scavenger hunt list for each of you. Alright, split up into teams of 2 and go find shit. Go find just random shit. And don't finish before 1600, at least one of us is going to enjoy the beach today. This is the worst military academy ever. They just accidentally blew up the school yesterday, and today, as punishment, we've all just come for a relaxing day at the beach. At this point, the students are pestering the sergeant to actually set them some bloody work, so he's just made up a fake scavenger hunt for us, which is totally legitimate military training exercise, of course. And he's just going to chill out on the beach. Oh, okay. Who should I help on that scavenger hunt? T-34. 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 Don't go with Tiger One. She probably won't get off the bloody beach before she breaks down, and Panzer IV annoys me. T-34. I love you, T-34. You're my favourite. And you have been smiling at me a little bit recently. Hey, T-34. Do you want to do the scavenger hunt together? Not really. I mean, what's on your list? Let's see. You look down at your list and read it aloud. A Chemlite batteries, keys for a Humvee, and an idiot form. Excellent. You and T-34 walk up a slight hill from the beach towards the town. So what's on your list, T-34? Gunny wants me to find tiny umbrellas, tequila, salt, a lime, sandal. Excellent. So T-34 has been sent just to get the ingredients for a cocktail for Gunny. Beautiful. You and T-34 walk into a convenience store, and it looks eerily similar to the one near your... Oh, it's good, because of course it's the same asset that they're using. That's good. Oh, and Sherman wants to come with us. No, you should go find Gunny. Go find Gunny. You should go and get orders. Go find Gunny. Yeah, I would. I'm pretty sure Gunny wanted to see you. You should report to him first. Go on, shove off. Not on my cleaning duty days to go any higher. You're probably right. Before I go, I saw this super cute cafe down the road. You two should We should. That's a nice place for a date with a Russian medium tank. You and T-34 enter the cafe together. Oh, of course they had to make this place look American. Everything these days just has to be American. Hey, aren't you American, Erwin? Oh, I'd like to know. I've no bloody clue. Yeah! Okay, though my grandfather's from Germany. None of those facts is going to impress the Soviet tank. Ha, too bad he got away. I mean, Anyway, at least you're not French. Hey, T-34. I've only been at school a little while, but I was wondering something. Well, you might as well ask me. It's not like there's anyone else around here that will be able to tell you anything about tank school, unless we happen to run into Sherman again. Ask about the students, ask about Gunny, ask about... No, don't ask about IS-2. Never acknowledge IS-2 again. Just ask about the students. Tell me about the other students in the class. Well, Sherman and I are friends. Are you? Our families haven't exactly always gotten along, but we're pretty similar deep down. Actually, that is true. In fact, I think I mentioned that in the first part. The T-34 and the Sherman have a very similar design philosophy, which is they're efficient, effective, reliable medium tanks. Very similar philosophies in their design. I mean, we've only had a couple of small fights. She's really the only other tank I know much about other than the IS-2, but I tend to avoid her. Can't really tell you much about the others. Why is that? Oh, I don't know. It's just a history I've had with Panzer and Tiger. Things between us have always been pretty explosive. I only tolerate their presence around the others. Tiger isn't so bad, really distant. It's Panzer I just can't stand being around. Everyone knows how quickly I escalate things. It's not like it's my fault or anything, though. I was made this way. So I just tend to avoid hanging out with anyone other than Sherman. And we've gone shopping, and it would appear T-34 is heading towards the swimsuit section. It's Sakura Swim Club all bloody over again. You don't have to come with me or anything, she says softly. It's no problem. Maybe I can help you pick something out. Oh my goodness, this is escalating quickly. Oh, okay, she says, looking shy. You both continue into the swimsuit section. You know, I think this white one would look great on you. Well, it's not like I asked you or anything, but you really think so? Of course. Thanks, Erwin. I might as well see if it works. My frame isn't really used to amphibious attachments. She takes the white bathing suit and goes off to change. After a few moments, she comes back wearing the new bikini. So, how does it look? Looks like IS-2. No. Okay. For anyone who wants some real advice on how to seduce tanks, when they ask you how they look, never compare them to their mad cousin or just say it's fine. Always compliment. Plus it's got a nice red star. It suits your political alignment perfectly. Damn, you look beautiful. What? Don't say things like that, but, like, her face turns red. But do you really think so? Of course, it's really nice on you. Alright, then this one seems sufficient. I'll purchase it. Thank you, Erwin. She goes back to change into her school clothes. Tank school ain't bad. Ain't bad at all. Though we should probably, before, our relationship escalates any further physically, I should probably just, check in anatomically. Maybe just go and see the nurse and just say, just so we know, tank girls, how much of them's tank and how much of them's girl, if you know what I mean. And if I were to treat them as more girl and less tank, what's the risk of any form of, explosive misfire, for example? Just asking, for a friend. And it looks like we've made it back to the beach before everyone else too. What a day. What an exciting day at military tank school. Thanks for letting me tag along, T-34. It was fun. Yeah, it was, I guess. Thanks for going with me too. Hey, T-34, I was wondering if maybe you'd like to go and see those fireworks together. Well, sure. Not like I've anything better to do, she says, blushing. Oh, firework night date with T-34 Soviet medium tank. T-34 has been quiet most of the way home. You catch a glimpse of her staring at you or blushing every so often. Oh, this is the perfect little beach holiday romance. A few minutes later, you crest the top of the hill. Do you think this is the place? How should I know? Maybe. I don't see anything yet. Well, what do you mean, is this the place? It's the flipping fireworks. They're in the sky. Just go to a high place and you'll be absolutely fine. It's pretty dark already. They should be starting soon. I've always liked fireworks. They remind me of the Great Patriotic War. Oh, T-34. What's that? I believe you capitalists call it World War II. Or something. Ooh, I wonder if that's true. If from the Russian perspective they call World War II the Great Patriotic War. That'd be really cool. A little really fun fact of cultural history there, if that's true. That's fascinating. So, do you still stay in touch? With your father, I mean. Oh, no, he died when I was pretty young. Fighting against the Plane Girl. There actually are Plane Girls. Okay. That sequel confirmed. Then finally the final part of this epic trilogy, Landing Craft Girls. Oh, Erwin, I'm really sorry. It's okay, it happened a long time ago. I mean, I know I shouldn't begrudge them, but I've hated flying ever since. Well, if you ever need to talk about it, I'm here for you. She takes your hand. Thanks, T-34. I know I really should... Oh, and there's some pretty fireworks in the background. Lovely. Oh, and don't squeeze my hand so tight. She blushes. I'm not scared. Maybe I got spooked. Let's be honest, I just got spooked for a second. Okay, that spooked me big time. Duh, is Erwin afraid of a little shout? Ah! She squeezes your hand with the force of a medium tank, which is appropriate because she is one. And indeed, she got a little bit spooked too. Excellent. And it's okay, I don't mind being crushed by a medium tank. I've already been shot by an American tank this week, and that seems to have left no marks whatsoever. You're pretty strong then, I guess. She smiles at you. The fireworks really are, pretty though. Yeah, it's nice being here with you. You're really sweet. For an American, I mean. Thanks for helping me on the scavenger hunt today. I like spending time with you, Soviet medium tank. Well, She leans in closer to you. Oh, here we go. Owen, I was wondering, if Sherman shows up now, I am just going to bloody declare war on America. Maybe I could... Uh-oh. Oh, darn it! Gosh darn it, well, at least it wasn't Sherman that ruined it this time. Ah! Rain! My one weakness, because I rust, because I'm a tank. Okay, let's get you inside. Here, take my hand, let's go back into town. Oh, okay. She takes your hand and you both start heading down the mountain. Sika Blyat. I don't know any of the correct pronunciations for Russian. I don't know how you pronounce that. I'm just going to say Sika Blyat. At least I didn't get too wet. Huh, yeah. Well, it looks like my train is pulling in. Oh, I guess I'll see you tomorrow? Yes. I'd like that. Let's do this again sometime. Without the rain, though. She smiles at you before getting on her train. And the following morning, the sergeant has ordered all the tanks to give me their phone numbers so that in the event that there is a change of classrooms, of course we've had to change classroom because bloody Sherman blew up the old one, so now I've got all their phone numbers and can decide who to call in the evening, I'm guessing. Perfect. And apparently, even though I count only 3 school days, apparently tomorrow is Saturday. I get the day off today, so I guess my first day must have been a Wednesday. Whatever. No tanks. What do you mean no tanks? T-34 is pretty much your girlfriend at this point. Ah, but I get to choose who to call. Well, obviously we're calling T-34. Bloody hell, never call IS-2. And I don't care about Sherman. We're calling T-34. Let's check how she is. With a ridiculously beautiful old school rotary phone. Perfect. Da, T-34 speaking. I was just calling to ask if you wanted to possibly, you see... Owen, I'm very busy. This best not be a personal call. Oi! We had a lovely night at the fireworks. Do you want to go on a date? What did I say about using this line? So you don't want to? Tomorrow at noon is fine. Wait, what? Where are we going? The park. Don't be late. Hey, I get to go on a date with T-34. Yay. So presumably now it is Sunday, and further into the park you can see T-34 already waiting for you, tapping her foot impatiently. As you approach, she smiles shyly. I get mixed messages from you, T-34. Hey, T-34, you look really nice today. I mean, you know, your artwork looks literally identical to all the other days, but whatever, I'm going to pretend to compliment you anyway. Thanks. Are you still sure about this whole date thing? I have other things I need to... Of course I am. Come on, let's go. Alright then. Come on, push it on. Tell her she's pretty. Just keep hammering this point home. I think you're attractive, Soviet medium tank. I think you're as beautiful as these roses. A little red communist rose. This is like a 101 guide to how to seduce Russians right here. Thank you, she says, as her cheeks grow ever more red. So tell me more about your family, T-34. I already know about IS-2. What about the rest of them? Why do you want to know about my family? Well, I'm interested in what your life is like. Okay, well, you've already met the crazy side. IS-2, my cousin on the other side of the family. KV-2 is more balanced. That was another heavy tank, by the way. I believe the predecessor of the IS-2, the older one. She's a nice girl, sometimes kind of slow. Not the quickest runner either, if you get what I mean. Anyhow, my older sister's never really amounted to much. There's a lot of pressure on me to succeed. Not that I can't handle it. And indeed, before the T-34, some of the Soviet medium tanks were truly dreadful. Must be hard for you sometimes. I can relate. Oh, how so? Well, my mother always told me that my great-grandfather was some war hero, so I feel like I have to live up to that some way. Try getting relegated from the pride of the motherland to being the main battle tank for countries like Congo and Somalia. Ah, indeed, yes, that is true. Because, of course, long after the T-34 was retired in the USSR, it was sold and used in a lot of other countries, so a lot of minor conflicts. I believe, actually, even basically... I know I've kind of read accounts of the T-34 being used as late as the 1990s. I don't know if it's still in active service anywhere today. It might well be. It was a good tank. Wait, you're still in service? Yeah, I still moonlight on the front when I can. With your age? I know. Oh, I'll give you about a certain number of Soviet seconds to rephrase that. I mean, I'm impressed by how long you've been in service. Better. This game actually has interesting tank facts in it. I'm amazed. As you walk, you can feel T-34's hand brush against yours more than once. Oh, this is getting somewhere. And again. You take her hand. Out of the corner of your eye, you see her smiling to herself. Why did you ask me to come with you? Because you're fun to talk to, because not because you're hot, because I really, really like you. You're the best tank. I genuinely think you're one of the finest tanks ever constructed. The design philosophy behind you was very clever. You came up against one of the finest war machines in the world at the time, the German war machine, and you were able to not just hold it back, but win engagements against it, push it out of the Soviet Union, push it back to Berlin, and okay, fine, you needed your help of your slightly crazy cousin IS-2 to do it, but you're just a great tank. I love you, T-34. Oh, that's really nice, Erwin. I think I should probably be on my way now. She gives you a light hug before quickly scampering out of the park. Oh, bloody hell. Bloody Panzer IV, who I do not care about, is marching me off to join a club, apparently. Oh, blimey. Sorry I'm late, everyone. This here is Erwin, and he's joining a club today, apparently. Is this like a Japanese cultural thing? Because the same thing showed up in Sakura Swim Club, this idea that at a Japanese school it's just expected, and indeed pressure is put on you to find and join a club. Like in Britain, sure, schools have lots of clubs, but there's no pressure to join. If you don't want to join any of them, there's no pressure to do so, but it really feels like this must be a Japanese cultural thing. It's very interesting. Suddenly a taller girl grabs you from behind. Oh no, not tank rear penetration. I really don't want to be rear penetrated by a tank. So you're the Erwin Panzer IV always talking about. What? You pry off your shoulders and turn around to face her. Well, who the hell are you? Aw, look, Panzer IV, he's blushing. Who are you? Whoever she is, the art stylist deliberately has given her bigger ammo racks than all the other girls. Interesting. Cut it out, Mouse. Oh, this is the Mouse Super Tank. Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, bloody hell. If you're the Mouse Super Heavy Tank, then the Gunny actually has a pornographic DVD of her and he's actually got pornographic DVDs of one of his own students. Oh, that's weird and creepy and wrong, and I don't like it anymore. Oh my goodness, more and more tanks are showing up. As you probably might guess from the Beret, the Char B1 was a French tank. It was a French heavy tank. Interesting little tank, because obviously it actually barely saw service, because it was developed ahead of World War II as a heavy tank by the French, but France obviously fell quite quickly after it was invaded, so it never really saw much in the way of service. In fact, I'd need to double check all the figures, but because loads of them were captured by the Germans and some subsequently by the Italians, they were actually pressed into service by the Nazis. So I would need to actually double check to see if anyone's ever done the calculations here. But it's possible more of this French tank, the Char B1, were actually used by the Germans than ever were used by the French. There were a few were used by the French, like by the French resistance, just kind of like, a couple just trundled around doing some actions by themselves in France, but didn't really seem to do much as far as I can tell from tank history. Tanks are fascinating, by the way. I like tank history. Tank history is fun. So yes, the poor Char B, a tank developed by France, but mainly used by Germany against France. Though admittedly, after France was recaptured by the Allies, a few of them were used actually in the push by the Allies towards the east, towards Berlin. So, it did ultimately get to be used a little bit. Oh, poor Char B1. Oh, and speaking of tanks that were never actually bloody used, it's the Type 3 Chi-Nu. This was the Japanese medium tank. Obviously, there's not like a huge amount of tank warfare in the Pacific campaigns. The territory often wasn't suitable for tank warfare, and there was a lot more kind of naval and air stuff. But on the occasions when Japanese tanks did fight American tanks, they found that all of their existing Japanese tanks were pretty much bloody useless against the American Sherman. So they built this, the Type 3 Chi-Nu, except for one small problem, which is by the time it was basically ready to go, America was pretty much ready to drop the nuclear weapon on Japan, ending the war immediately. So as far as I'm aware, Type 3 Chi-Nus have never been used in combat, not once, because the few that were left were just basically the small defensive force that Japan was left with after World War II, because people talk a lot about kind of basic total Japanese disarmament. Japan didn't really properly disarm, because of course very soon after World War II there was the Korean War, and Japan was close enough that America wanted Japan to at least be secure against the threat of communists coming over and potentially causing trouble. So Japan had some defense forces, but as far as I'm aware, the Type 3 Chi-Nu, which was designed to be able to take out the Panzer, never actually fought in a war. So we've got two tanks there that basically were never really used very much. And by the way, sorry, I forgot to mention, the French tank there, the Char B1, it was basically discontinued in 1946. So as a result, it basically served maybe it served a year invading Germany and then pretty much was wrapped up straight after that. Poor little thing. But yes, the Type 3 Chino, I'm guessing these are just like little bit players who aren't going to be the main girls. But the tanks all reply, "Aye, Vice President," and take their places around the room, grouping up by club. As I'm sure you all know, this weekend is our school-wide hot springs trip. Oh, yes! Let's go with the tank girls to the hot springs. I'm liking this. I wonder if T-34 will show up in that bikini I told her she looked hot in. That'd be good. Unfortunately, with the damage caused by an errant high explosive shell to Classroom 3B by Sherman, our class treasury is 300,000 yen in the red. I feel like that was Gunny's fault. He was the one who ordered her to fire. As I was saying, I'm really sorry, but the trip will have to be cancelled. No! Don't cancel the trip, for goodness sake. Boo! I have an idea, I yell out as the girls all start yelling at each other. Everyone falls silent. I have an idea. Oh, do I actually have an idea, or did I just say that out loud without actually having an idea? Go ahead, she coughs. What if all the clubs did something to raise money before this weekend? I'd have to get the president's approval, but yeah, this could save the trip. Nice. What sort of thing could raise $3,000 in 1 week? Oh my goodness, T-34, are you using dollars? You've gone native, you capitalist swine. So the school newspaper could do a special print run, and Pravda could... Oh my goodness, T-34 is running the Pravda. Excellent. So I'm guessing, yes, T-34 is part of the journalist corps. Excellent. Good, good, good. Not necessarily sure, as this is a Soviet newspaper, it can be entirely relied upon to always tell the truth rather than propaganda, but never mind. And the Light Music Club. You can all hold a concert. And who's that? That is the Polish 7TP. Now, you I don't know very much about. Excellent. I like it when new tanks show up. I'm not sure why she's the musical corps, but whatever. I've always got to imagine the Polish tank doesn't get on with all these tanks particularly, given her history in World War II, as Germany basically just bloody steamrolls through her. Then a few years later, the Soviets steamroll straight back. Poor Polish tanks. Why don't you try and help out some of the clubs this week? I'm sure they could use it. Well, we are doing the journalism then, in that case, helping out T-34. Beautiful. Well, I think that's what's going on anyway. Not sure I'm necessarily going to agree with her definition of what is a fair, independent, objective and truthful account of facts, but we shall see. And we enter the school newspaper club room and immediately get hit by the droning sound of printing presses chugging away. All throughout the room, tanks are running every which way, and near the window, T-34 is standing next to a taller girl who's pacing back and forth rapidly. Ooh, who are we next to? Comrade Commissar, the numbers are back for last month's circulation. Who are we chatting to here? Oh, the ISU 152. Now, obviously, I'm not going to say this out loud in front of the T-34, but the ISU is a pretty bloody sexy tank too. Just so you know, really fascinating and cool kind of multi-purpose tank thingy. Because it was really good at doing three things. Because it was a big heavy tank that actually worked properly in every role. It could basically advance directly into anti-tank fire because it was that bloody tough and well armoured. It could just go into anti-tank fire, but it also could have some ridiculously long range, so it actually worked as a mobile artillery platform as well as being a reliable heavy tank killer. This thing could go up against Panthers and Tigers and everything and basically take them out reliably. Let's just say she is a sexy tank, and they've given her a pretty hot model as well, so I'd like to think the developers agree with me on this occasion. And indeed, how do the circulation figures look, says the ISU 154. I'm sorry, T-34, I shouldn't speak. You were more important to the war effort. There were many more of you. You were the workhorse of the Soviet tank forces, we agree. And unfortunately, they're down again. In total, we distributed 3 copies. Not exactly a great result there. That's including 1 for the teacher's lounge and 1 for our waiting room. Comrade, pass me my Tokarev. I'll save everyone the trouble. That is, of course, a pistol. She's offering to commit suicide rather than being taken out and shot by the T-34. Beautiful. Suddenly, another tank rushes into the room. She strains to speak, but is short of breath. And oh my goodness, it's the Char B-1. Oh dear, what have the Russians done to you now, France? Ruined what, comrade? My story. Nobody ruined anything. We just did some fact-checking. Fact-checking? How is this fact-checking? She slams a copy of the newspaper onto the desk. ISU 152 picks it up and scans down the page quickly. I don't see any errors. The other girl snatches the paper back quickly and points at the first headline. Ahem! Heroic defender of the motherland holds off entire German armored division with only a bayonet and a flag. And here, Putin voted best religious leader of last 3,000 years. What is that? And 136% of Crimeans agree Ukraine a failed state. Secession is answer. Duh. I made them up myself. Oh my goodness, ISU 152, how could you? Exactly, you can't just print things you make up. You can in Soviet Russia, my dear. We are not going to sell a single paper if you Russian tanks keep making up whatever suits you. I really wish Claire was here. Claire's not here right now. I wish Claire was here to voice Char B1. It would be excellent, but never mind. I hate to agree with the French on something, but she's right. You can't just make things up and call it fact. Just follow me, Owen. I'll do the writing and you take the pictures. Alright, me and the French are going to save this newspaper. Perfect. They're just impossible, you know? She pouts. It's a date, you wink. Oh, Owen, are you jumping ship to the French, eh? Well, we shall see. I shall hold you to the American. She smiles back. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not so keen on, T-34 and her decision that whatever she says is truth. That's a little bit problematic. I shall interview the what? The Marechal de Logis... What? The gunny. Ah, okay, fine. Yes, ask him about his pornographic habits. They're quite interesting because they include one of the students here at this school, which is deeply disturbing. And what is your biggest pet peeve? When boots put their god-darn hands in their darn pockets. What's it matter if our hands are in our pockets? Recruit, do you know why Hitler lost the war? Because he opened up too many fronts simultaneously and significantly overstretched the German military machine, which probably had he concentrated it on one problem at a time, he might well have been able to win, because the Russians were able to outproduce the German industrial capacity. Indeed, that too. That is definitely a thing worth considering, the fact that in the end, the T-34 was for large parts of the war superior to any German tank and was also able to be produced ridiculously much faster as well. No, recruit! Because he let the SS put their hands in their pockets. It was cold in Russia, give them a break. And the following day, Type 3 needs to ask me... I like Type 3. Type 3 is quite nice. Somehow I like the idea of a tank that never once actually fought anyone. A tank that was kind of engineered for a specific purpose but never actually got to do it. A tank that is in no way sullied by any warfare whatsoever. A tank that is effectively flipping decorative. Erwin, I need to ask you a favour. Oh, Vice President, yeah, sure. Well, it's about the Occult Studies Club, bloody Germans. Alright. Well, it's just... Can you please make sure they're not doing something satanic? Apparently the Germans' plans that a blood sacrifice will mean the old ones will give them money for the trip. Interesting idea there, Panzer IV. Alright, everyone. I'm sure you know why I've called you here, says Type 3. Good old Type 3. Ooh, the Allies have capitulated? No, Panzer IV. That's not how this is going. And thanks to everyone pulling together and working as a team, we've raised a grand total of 290,000. Oh, we're 10,000 yen short. No, boo. Uh-oh, here comes Hartman. Come on, give us $100, man. And indeed, Hartman has paid for the trip. Hooray! And we have indeed made it to a beautiful hot springs hotel-y thing. Beautiful. You walk into the lobby of the Onsen Hotel. All around you, the atmosphere reflects a modern interpretation of the traditional Japanese style. The young woman behind the check-in counter smiles at you softly and gives a polite bow as your group approaches. The still, serene sound of water flowing puts you at ease before... Oh, bloody Panzer IV, get out of here. So we already have your 3 rooms set up. Oh dear, I feel like there's going to have to be some sharing in that case. Dibs on T-34. Oh, unless the French tank's still around. Although I'm guessing she was just a kind of a passing figure. Though, again, just like I feel about Type 3, I quite like tanks that basically never saw combat. That somehow appeals to me. Oh, so I guess I'm bunking with... Oh, I don't get to choose some of the tanks. Particularly the ISU, the French tank, the Maus. There's a couple of nice tanks that sadly are not one of the romance options. Bunking with you then, T-34? Don't be creepy, Erwin. You head to your assigned room, change into your swimsuit and wrap a towel around your waist. Shortly afterwards, you make your way down the hallway to the onsen itself. Before you can reach the curtain though, you bump into the rest of your group. Gah, Erwin, what are you doing here? We're both on the flipping trip together. Or have I accidentally walked into the women's section or something? What? I thought we were all going into the onsen. Oh gosh, Erwin. It's not mixed bathing. Why not? Isn't it just a hot pool? Guys bathe on the other side. Oh, sorry then. But why isn't... I'm guessing it's nude bathing. Stop staring, just go to your side. Does that mean it's basically just going to be me and Gunny sitting in a pool together? Beautiful. Except for the sergeant who's already lounging in the water. In full uniform. Perfect. Once in your room, you get changed back into your normal clothes and make your way towards the lobby. Maybe I should find one of the girls, or try to find some dinner in town. I'm sure there's something to eat in this tourist trap. Nah, find the girls, find the girls. You listen for the sounds of giggling and feminine laughter and follow them to the gaggle of girls, tanks, who are cooing over the hot springs local rabbits. Nya, who's a whittle ball of fluff, says, I hate Panzer IV. And T-34 is heading up to a room with Tiger. Do you think Erwin will come with us? She says she walks over T-34. Yeah, help T-34 with poor old Tiger, who keeps bloody breaking down. No, don't explore the town alone. That's the worst thing to do. Head to after T-34 and Tiger. See what T-34 and Tiger are up to. I really hope they're not lesbian tanks. I wonder if tanks can be lesbian. And unfortunately, an incident where Tiger broke down and almost ran over a rabbit has upset her, and she has decided to go home. I'm not going to follow her. I'm going to stay with T-34 instead. Hooray. You walk further into the town together. It's beautiful and not too chilly. After a bit, T-34 turns to you. It's wonderful weather here, huh? I'm so glad we're able to afford it in the end. Oh, and thanks for your help. My pleasure. Erwin, can I ask you something? Are we finally going to get to bloody kiss? Because we've been leading up to this for a long time. Yeah. Go ahead. What do you do if you like something, but you're not good at expressing yourself? Huh? Oh, Erwin, you oblivious bastard. I'm asking for a comrade. I mean, it's a very complex question. Or maybe, just maybe, gather your courage and just say it. If you confess to them from the heart, I'm sure they'll say yes. That works? It might. Just speak from the heart. I'm sure you'll get it right. Okay. Well, I was asking, you see, Owen, do you... Oh, for goodness sake, Sherman! And indeed, the annual Tank School Festival has been scheduled for the next weekend. Huzzah! Just nothing but parties in Tank School. Fireworks, festivals, days at the beach, hot springs, and now a festival. Beautiful. Alright, it's time to make a decision. Who's going to be my date to the festival? And more importantly, who'll say yes? Oh, so I'm guessing if you haven't, done enough with the right girl... Sorry, tank. Oh! You're limited in your options. Because I've been hanging out with T-34, I can only actually ask T-34 or IS-2, who's kind of my... I'm guessing she's the fallback option. If you mess up your relationship with everyone, you can go with IS-2. And I'm guessing she might murder you. But no, T-34, T-34, T-34. Okay, I'd love to. Huzzah, we've got a date with T-34. Oh, T-34 has burst in the room to interrupt my potato peeling that I was given to do by the gunnery sergeant for no well-explained reason. Erwin, you... What did I do? You psycho! Or however you pronounce that, I don't know. Huh? It was bad enough that you... I don't know what I'm even explaining. Tell me what I'm explaining. Shut up, Kulak. It was bad enough that you... She inches closer to you. Wait, T-34, what have I done? You stood me up. Not my fault. Not my fault. Given orders. You're a traitor. I'm really not. It's fine. And traitors will be shot. Are you sure you don't get at least something from Stalin's side of the family there, T-34? I spent hours getting ready for you. I didn't have to. I didn't need to. I wanted to. I was excited to go. It was my first festival with a boy. And you weren't there. T-34, it's really not my fault. Oh, you were just following orders, huh? Don't blame you, blame the higher-ups, right? What are you, German? Ooh, snap. Well, yes, or French. I love how he's not quite sure what his parentage actually is. Explain yourself now. Gunny NJP'd me, whatever that means. It was this or mopping up the rain. Well, that's an even more pointless job. NJP, Blyett. That entire sentence is gibberish to me. Non-judicial punishment, asinine bullshit like cutting potatoes or other manual labour. Ah, the sort of thing you don't assign to a tank, because tanks presumably don't have hands. I guess, or maybe they do. I'm still not sure how it works. But you didn't even let me know. I stood there waiting for you, you kulak. I didn't have a chance. I've been in here all night with these potatoes and this goddamn stool. Stool? Yeah, it keeps squeaking. Damn it, stool, you stood me up. There it is. I was really looking forward to the festival, though. I know. I was too. I'm sorry for standing you up. Niet. I am also wrong. I got mad at you without acquiring all the facts. I'm not cut out for the KGB. No! You were right to be a little angry. You'd make a great KGB agent or something. I'm not sure if this is a good thing to encourage someone to do. We all screw up here and there. Yeah, still. Let's make out on this pile of potatoes. I could help you with that. Chopping up potatoes is like getting information out of spies. You just need a sharp knife. Oh, bloody hell. Blimey, T-34. There are moments I'm not quite sure about you. Working together is the Soviet way, Tovarish. She grabs a potato and starts slicing. Aww. Our first date together. Peeling potatoes all night. Excellent. Hell of a date, huh? You know me very well. I prefer peeling potatoes in a drab, depressing kitchen vastly more than festivals with cute boys and friends. And kvass, vodka, and Putin. Putin was at the festival too? Blimey. Seriously, you're the best for helping with this. I'd be here all night. Don't mention it, but you owe me a real date, and I'm making you read some marks. When are you thinking? For the date, I mean. Well, even with my incredible skills as a potato peeler, the festival is basically over by now. Right. And you have your own place. Right. Oh! Oh, this night might be salvaged yet. Right. Well, we need a place to wash off the potato. Okay, I probably can't put that in the sexy voice. Never mind. It would please me greatly to spend the night together. Small problem, though. And what's that, T-34 tank? I'm used to communal showers, spreading the water amongst the people. Oh. And we don't want to be wasting water taking separate showers. Oh, blimey. Okay, you arrived back at your apartment. Here we are. It's not much, but it's home. Erwin, I'm sorry for being abrasive towards you when you first got here. I didn't understand why you were here. It's weird. It is weird, and still no one's explained why a human has been transferred to a tank academy. I kind of thought you were a pervert, but now that we've been together for a bit, you're a pretty good man. And hopefully, a decent tanker. Wait, is that what tanker means? I thought when we were talking about tanker in the spa earlier, we were talking about someone who drives tanks. Though, I guess getting inside a tank and pulling its levers, I guess in this unit... No, blah, whatever. Thanks, T-34. That means a lot to me. One more thing. Did you know that during the Great Patriotic War, when we were outgunned by fascists, it was a common tactic to simply drive as fast as we could at them? Yes, but that's because you had a massive numerical advantage because of how quickly the T-34 could be produced. That's what the T-34s did. Though the reason you also did that was because the German tanks had much greater range, like a kilometre greater range. The only thing the T-34 really could do was just mass great numbers and just bloody charge to get across the area where they couldn't fire at the Germans, but the Germans could fire at them as quickly as possible. Huh. I did know that, Erwin. I know my tank history better than you. And ram them. That was a thing too, yes. Ram hard. I think I'd like to be a fascist. Oh, good! Blimey! There's only so many times a girl says, I think I'd like to be a fascist tonight to you. And you think, oh yeah. She wants to get rammed. Wants to get rammed hard. Hey, open up in there! Huh? Oh no, what's going on? Oh. Erwin Lamore, open up or we'll open up for you. What's going on? Is it the moral police who don't like humans sleeping with tanks? Because if so, I'm kind of guilty as charged here. Military police, Mr. Lamore. Oh no. Is it against the law to have sex with a tank? I don't know. The hell? I've been towing the line after the hot springs thing. What do they want with me? You just had sex with a tank. That's probably against the rules. Desertion? Really? What did I do? When did I desert? Oh, thank goodness. Your Honour, wait, please. I can prove that Erwin is innocent. I found a piece of paper in Erwin's house last night. Right here it shows his orders were to attend tank school, not tank school, as you would have us believe. Oh, I went to the tank school in inverted commas and was supposed to go to regular tank school. I see, that's why I'm being done for desertion. I went to the wrong bloody school. You mean to say his orders were mixed up? Duh. That changes things then. Well, recruit, I believe this means you are free. But wait. Recruit, what were you doing with one of these tanks in your house? Let's just say I was giving this tank a damn good servicing, sir. Recruit Lamore, I hereby dismiss the charge of desertion. Hooray! Does this mean I get transferred to regular school and away from T-34, my one love? But, in light of this damning and dare I say disgusting realisation, I sentence you to be stripped of your rank and sent to a penal battalion on the Eastern Front for the crime of fortification with a military vehicle worth in excess of $50,000. Oh no. The war against the Plain Girls went on for many more years. What war against the Plain Girls? We barely mentioned the Plain Girls. What? What just happened? Erwin distinguished himself time and time again in the war, eventually rising to lead his penal battalion as a non-commissioned officer. During the battle for Erlin Bay, he sustained a mortal wound, but he died doing what he loved: riding tanks. Lieutenant Gunnery Sergeant Hartman went on to become an actor and starred in the cult classic Partially Metal Jacket and a collection of insurance commercials. Panzer IV entered politics before her party was promptly disbanded after attempting a coup. Bloody Panzer. Tiger One became a museum curator and lives in England now. T-34 still lives out her glory days as a choice, affordable vehicle of Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Excellent, I'm sure she probably does as well. And the M4 Sherman returned to the US, where she ate King Donald's every day for the rest of her life. And IS-2, well, we don't talk about her. Thank you for playing Panzermädel's Tank Dating Simulator. So I got an ending where I got to have sex with a Soviet medium tank, but was caught doing it, so was sentenced to a penal colony where eventually I died in war. Excellent. This is beautiful. Thank you to those of you who decided to stick with me through this utter madness. I'm going to say, it's actually probably one of the best visual novels I've ever done. The script was actually quite fun. And it was full of actually, like, there's clearly, like, some love for tanks behind it. The people who made this actually knew their stuff in relation to, like, World War II military history and the tanks. There's a lot of fun tank-related jokes in this thing. And I'm guessing in the other playthroughs, going after the other girls, there's a lot of other jokes related to, you know, the German and American military, and maybe even the Polish or the Japanese or the French tanks you might be able to learn a little bit more about. Oh, this is... I've genuinely enjoyed this. This has been fun. Right, obviously I'm just going to do that one playthrough. If you would like to see the rest of it, if you are fascinated by military history and you'd like to play a visual novel that's got some rather fun facts about flipping tank warfare and military history in World War II in it, obviously I will put a link to this in the description down below. Oh my god, there is actually going to be a sequel. Go Go Democratic People's Republic of Korea. My one and only trip to Pyongyang. You made this game, I wouldn't put it past ya. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's enough of this utter insanity for now. That has been Panzermädels, and it's been, for a visual novel, actually rather good. This is a genre that has some very terrible games in it, but this one is at least good fun and has a bit of love for the tank behind it. So, you know what? Due credit to them. The devs could have probably just done this as like a complete joke and sold it on novelty value alone of it being ridiculous that it's a tank dating simulator, but actually there's some real love for military history and tanks in this game, and I respect that immensely. So maybe I'll keep an eye on these guys and see what they do next. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, I've been John, this has been Many a True Nerd, and this has been the end of the utter insanity of Panzermädels. Thank you very much, and goodbye. My milk gave me a sign, and it said tomorrow you will do something that will change your fate. Is my character simultaneously using a phone, using a laptop, smoking and driving in a rainstorm? Hello headquarters, I've got a problem. Yes, it's the milk again. Sorry, what were you saying? I was looking at this biscuit. You know what, mate? I'm confused too.